we'll start with in person. So,
Tosh, looked like you just were sick of it after the first half.
Recording in progress.
What kind of, just explain your kind of mindset and how you wanted to attack, because you were obviously super aggressive.
Yeah, you know, we were settling a lot in the first half. I think we were settling for jump shots. We were scared of their length. They're a really tall team. Their bigs are, their agility is great, so they can stay with us as guards most of the time. So I think we got deterred a lot in the first half. So like Coach said, our defense was great. We were getting a lot of turnovers, but we weren't converting them, and our offense was trash. So going into halftime, you know, he challenged us. We challenged each other before Coach even got into the locker room. Not only our body language, our defense, and just being confident on the offensive end, picking a few plays that all of us are confident in, and that we know we're going to be able to execute to just get this thing going. I think it's the first time we've gone into halftime down. Typically, we're a great first half team, and then shit kind of hits the fan the second half for us, but we were really focused on just chipping away and taking it one possession at a time. So just being aggressive in the second half, understanding that we needed to get to the paint, and when we do, good things happen. Everyone stepping into their shots confidently, simplifying things, and just doing what we do, and making sure that we were focused primarily on the defensive end and making our offense come from our defense. So I'm really proud of this team, and I'm especially proud of Maisha, because Coach really did challenge her at halftime. In front of all of us, and she really did step up in the second half for us.
And not that you got out of the offense, but are there moments that sometimes as a leader and as somebody who, you know, has a very high skill level and believes in themselves, that you got to say, okay, I got to be the one that steps out and goes and does this? Was there a little bit of that tonight?
Absolutely. You know, with Elena and Tina being out, with A struggling a little bit tonight, a lot more does fall on me. And I'm capable of it. Most nights that's not my job. My job is to, you know, lead this team and be the primary defender and put my teammates in successful situations and people committed to me and playing me straight up. But tonight I just needed to take a little bit more of a scoring role in that second half. So I've been working on my shot for the last kind of 4 weeks since we got back from Olympic break, just making sure that I'm getting in the gym, making sure I can do what I can do. So when that ball comes out to me, I got to be able to knock down shots for my teammates.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that Maisha got challenged at halftime. When that happens, what's your job as the leader for that player to get them back in when they've been challenged and they're struggling?
Well, I actually challenged her before that. We walk into the locker room together, and I just grabbed her and I said, I need you. I need you. The way you played the first half, you kind of look checked out. Like, I need you to check in the second half. You know, we go as we go. This team goes as we go. And so we got to be leaders on both ends of the floor. And so I'm really, really proud of Maisha for stepping up. It shows her growth. It shows her maturity. And it shows that she is one of the best post players in this league.
And when you're, you know, in the beginning of the second half, I forget how early you hit the shot and you guys are down by a substantial amount, you start, you know, yelling. Is that a conscious decision to say, you know, I need to be fired up right now, or is that just something that explodes out of you?
Absolutely. Ketskia calls me the Tasha of the people. But we needed the crowd in it too. I know this year has been kind of a storm, and we've seen a lot of adversity. We've had a lot more losses than, you know, we're used to in this building, but we need our fans behind us. There's no secret that that's one of the reasons we won in 2019 was the energy that this building brings. So making sure that I'm being aggressive and making sure that I'm doing my job as the hype woman to get the crowd into it, and it makes a huge difference when there's energy in this building. Any
relationship advice before my wedding?
Absolutely. Love conquers all. Communication is key, and support through every facet. You're going to go through storms too, just as me and my wife have with being separated for majority of the summer, but love really does conquer all.
Hey Tosh, right before the second half started, when you guys were on the court, I think you were talking to Ariel, Leilani, Maisha. What was that conversation that you were trying to relay to them?
The same thing. We got to be confident. You know, this team is going to go as we go. We got to start this second half off the right way. We got to put our foot on the gas and just chip away one possession at a time. But just instilling confidence. You know, I'm not going to act like my body language didn't suck in the first half. Things get frustrating when you're chasing Enrique around, and then we can't even get into our offense. So just making sure that we reiterate doing the little things. The little things matter, especially when we're down two of our main players. Every possession, every second matters on the court. So just breathing confidence into each other too.
And then obviously you're a passionate person. When you get the first early tech, do you know that you have a little bit more leeway to really harp on?
No, I think we haven't been getting any leeway,
Sure.
and I might get fined for this, but refs need to be able to communicate with us on both ends of the floor. There's a lot of technicals in our game tonight. We should be allowed our first initial reaction. This is a passionate game, but we need to be able to communicate. And I've been in this league 7 years. I'm a big guard. I'm not always going to get knocked off my path, but damn, put some respect on my name because I am getting fouled and I am not getting called. So I think I'm like up to $500 now this week. So go fund me. I'll start one.
And then real quick, that last bank shot seemed like you came up maybe a little bit wobbly. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm okay. Back to training and making sure that our bodies are recovering. This has been a really hard week playing. The last 2 weeks, every 2 days, this has been brutal, especially being down numbers. So just making sure that our recovery is A1 and that we're doing what we can to be professional and so that we're ready for the next game. Thank you.
Kara?
Jen.
Hey Tosh, congrats on the win.
Thanks, Jen.
Sorry I can't be there in person, but I did get a really nice bird's eye view on TV of Maisha, like, for lack of a better description, like screaming in your face.
She's tackling me. I told her it's not football.
What the heck was she saying?
No, my teammates, this team is so close. Like, everyone genuinely loves and cares for each other. So when one of us has a really good night, there's full support. And this team knows and supports me. They know how hard I work on the defensive end. And while I might not always show up on the offensive end with the scoring and that stat line, that I do affect other parts of the game. So my teammates were just happy for me that I was shooting the ball, and Maisha, one of them. We were both challenged at halftime, so, the both of us really just came together and just said we're proud of each other.
And then just wanted to ask you about those traps with Maisha that looked kind of terrifying.
Terrifying.
I don't recall seeing those before. Are those a new thing?
Yeah.
And how does it feel to be in a trap with someone as, like, intimidating for opposing ball handlers as Maisha? Like, how does it feel to be just, like, terrorizing them like that?
It's suffocating. Me and Maisha have talked these last few days of, especially on the defensive end, we're in pick and rolls. We got to be able to disrupt. We're both big. We're both aggressive. We're both strong. So especially with players like Enrique that are just really good one-on-one, the more that we can throw reds at her, which are our traps, the better we're going to be, and it really paid off down the stretch. And Maisha took really good opportunities and moments to tell me, like, we're in the red. So just making sure that we were suffocating Enrique and trying to get the ball out of her hand, make someone else make a play.
And last thing for me real quick, you've talked about, wanting people to put some respect on your name and needing to make defenses play you honestly. I'm just curious, like, how does it feel not only to do that, but kind of to, like, go one level above that and be, the leading scorer tonight and really carrying the team?
I'm capable of doing it, but I'm a pass first point guard. I've always been that way. I find more joy in setting my teammates up than I do scoring myself. So, but it is important for me to keep teams honest with me, to keep teams committed to me, because that makes my job a lot easier being that pass first point guard and making sure that I can find my teammates open. So I put in a lot of work this offseason. It didn't necessarily show in the first half. So the second half this season, I really just focused on my routine and coming every day and making sure that I'm doing what I can with my shot, with, opportunities to post up, different moves that I can go to. So shout out to Safu. That's my guy, my player development, because he really instilled a lot of confidence in me the second half coming out of Olympic break.
Thanks, Tosh.
Thank you, Jen.
Viva?
Hey, I'm Viva, a WNBA kid reporter working on a history project about the WNBA.
What's up, Viva?
Years ago, Tosh. I have a different kind of question for you about my project.
Okay.
In its historic 25th season, how do you feel the WNBA has broken barriers in women's professional sports?
Viva, can I see you?
Yes, hold on, I'm at the arena.
Oh, perfect. All right, and then can you ask your question again? Because I would love to see you.
Yeah. In its historic 25th season, how do you feel the WNBA has broken barriers in women's professional sports?
We are at the forefront. We're at the forefront of everything. Our league is the most established women's league in this country. And really, it's the most powerful league around the world. I know we go overseas and play, but You have all of the best players from all around the world in one central league. And this league has continued to push boundaries. It's continued to break down barriers for women. It's continued to be on the forefront of social issues and creating change within our country. And I say it all the time. I'm so proud to be one of 144. And I don't think people realize how hard it is to get into this league, but then to stay in this league and to be a part of it is such a beautiful thing. Something that I can pass on and. For people like you, for kids like you that look at us as role models, we might not reap the benefits today, but what we're fighting for today will help the generation tomorrow, and that's what this is about.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your question. Good luck on your project.
Thank you.
Of course.
That's all we have time for. Thanks, Tosh.
All right, y'all. Stay safe.